Good morning. Good morning and welcome to the commencement ceremony for the Junior College at New Mexico Military Institute. My name is Caleb Smith and I'll be your MC today. We're pleased to be joined by so many friends and family that have been a crucial part of our cadets' success. We are proud to join you in celebrating their success today. Please rise for the entrance of the official party. Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham, General Grizzle, Colonel Paul, Board of Regents, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm honored to present the faculty of the New Mexico Military Institute and the college graduating class of 2019. Brigadier General Douglas Murray, the Dean of Academics, and Colonel George Brick, the Vice Dean of Academics and High School Principal, lead the processional. Colonel Eva McCollum and Lieutenant Colonel Nancy Hine, please lead the graduates. Give us one moment. Please render courtesy for our national anthem. Please be seated. Just a editor's note, we have a 30-year retiree this morning that's run this music service for the last 30 years, and they're training their new replacement. On behalf of the Corps of Cadets of New Mexico Military Institute, the faculty and staff, and the thousands of alumni here today and around the world, welcome to our 2019 commencement ceremony. It is my privilege to introduce the 19th President and Superintendent of the New Mexico Military Institute, Major General Jerry Grizzle, United States Army, retired.
Welcome to the 2019 spring commencement at the New Mexico Military Institute. My wife Shawn and I are delighted to be with you for this most important occasion for two reasons. First, we're glad to have the opportunity to meet and greet you, our family and friends of our newest graduates, our members of our faculty and staff, and especially you, our graduates. Second, the opportunity for us to celebrate our 10th graduation ceremony. Actually, our 20th if you count our midterm graduation since our coming to NMMI. Shawn and I have friends that ask us if we ever get tired of the routine of being the President and the First Lady at NMMI. Our answer is an emphatic no. The events may be the same, but from year to year, the faces change. Just as we look forward to August and the arrival of over 500 new rats, we look forward to December and May when we say farewell to approximately 200 of our successful cadets moving on to the next phase of their life. From those faces of wonder and amazement in August to those faces of pride and self-confidence in December and May, we have enjoyed our 10 years at NMMI, and we look forward to many more. Joining us here today are our Governor, Michelle Lujan Grisham, members of the NMMI Board of Regents. Yes. Members of the NMMI Board of Regents, our President, Colonel Tim Paul, our Vice President, I shouldn't be so fast, they're my bosses. Vice President, Colonel Barb Trent, Brad Christmas, our Secretary and Treasurer, Dr. Cedric Page, and Mr. John Garcia. Thanks to all in the audience today for being here to honor these superb young men and women, our graduates. Thank you for making our 10th year more enjoyable than others. And as always, we wish you the best as you go forward in this next phase of your life. Thank you.
Thank you, General Grizzle. NMI is about culture and tradition. Our culture is that of a military school, and one of our cherished military traditions is recognition of outstanding performance that is in keeping with our motto, duty, honor, achievement. Recognizing the Salutatorian and Valedictorian of the respective classes is part of that tradition. Ladies and gentlemen, the Salutatorian of the first class, Dominic James Madrid, Artesia, New Mexico.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Dominic Madrid. I want to take this opportunity to thank everyone for traveling many miles to support your graduate today. Faculty, friends, and family, without these people, many of us would not be sitting in this room right now. There are hundreds of people that I would like to thank for helping me to get to where I am today. If it wasn't for my family, who unconditionally supported me throughout this journey, I wouldn't be here. Without my teachers, my team, and more importantly, my brothers, who were by my side every single step of the way, I would not be standing before you. Each and every one of you did the absolute most to put me in a position for the maximum success in this school, and for that, I'm eternally grateful. I also want to say how proud I am of every single one of my classmates sitting in this room. From the first day we arrived, some of us with shaved heads, some of us soon to be hairless, having no idea what we got ourselves into. To this very moment of graduation. We are together today, sitting with one another, and I know we are all thinking back to the time that we spent in this school. I think we can all agree that we have experienced our own share of hardships, doubts, and memorable moments. Those early mornings and late nights questioning the decisions that we have made in our lives to get us to where we are today. But that's what makes this place so special. The struggles you experience, they give you a sense of perspective and make you appreciate the little things in life. But the one thing that undoubtedly kept our compass pointing in the right direction was the relationships that we formed. Those around us who helped lighten the load and made our lives just a little bit easier. I'm forever grateful that I was given the opportunity and the privilege to have spent these last 2 years of my life living amongst you and watching you grow into mature young adults and selfless leaders. You have all demonstrated courage, persistence, and resilience to get to where you are right now in this very moment. You have all accomplished something that many people will not ever get to say they experienced in their lifetime. Along the way, we have formed relationships and memories that will last us forever. Personally, I will never forget those early mornings laughing in Wagner's class or keeping my head down as I walked past Dr. Tabo outside the mess hall as he checked for shine shoes. Or those days with my teammates out on the field just enjoying the game that we love. The people that we met here are people that will forever be there for us. Having to say goodbye to people a few days ago might have been one of the hardest things I've had to do. But all I can do is thank God that I had the opportunity to cross paths with them in this life. Leaving this place is a bittersweet moment, but like all the best things in life, nothing lasts forever. It has been my privilege to represent this class of exceptional individuals, and I pray that I will get to see some of you in the future. No matter how big of a waste of time you may have believed all the parade practices and room inspections to be, I hope you all one day realize how important all of those small things were to shaping you as a person and a leader. And I hope you take something from these past 2 years and carry it on with you throughout your lives. I know just the same as all of you that this place has had its low points, but just learn to appreciate it for what it was, and most importantly, who it has helped you to become. Thank you for being beside me through all the great times, as well as helping me through those times that weren't so great. And I wish the best of luck to you in your future endeavors, New Mexico Military Institute graduating class of 2019. Thank you.
For the mama out there that wants this speech, it's going to be right up here. Thank you, Cadet Madrid. At NMI, the highest academically ranked graduate in the class is recognized as Class Valedictorian. I would like to introduce two exceptional cadets today, as there was a tie. Anna Zimavianova from Prague, the Czech Republic, and Matthew Stephen Greiner, Andrews, Texas, are the valedictorians of the first class. We'll hear from Matthew Stephen Greiner first.
Faculty, staff, members of the Board of Regents, the Alumni Association, parents and family members, friends, Governor Grisham, the Corps of Cadets, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2019. It's a privilege to speak in front of you today. When I first arrived here on matriculation day, I wasn't sure what to expect. I knew I'd get my head shaved, maybe do a few push-ups, but for the most part, I then didn't realize the friendships I'd make, the mentoring and coaching I'd receive, and the opportunities I have. I came as a prep for the United States Military Academy. Again, not sure what to expect, but I was confident in the program for one reason. When deciding what school to attend for my prep year, I went online and looked up lists of notable alumni from each school. I asked myself, which list, which military college or institute would I be proud to attach my name to, even if I were to attend there for a short time? The reason I did this was because I knew the quality of a school could be measured by the quality of their graduates. In saying so, I'd now like to read a distinguished graduate's induction letter into the New Mexico Military Institute's Hall of Fame. John C. Red Morgan came to NMMI from New York City on August 31st, 1930. He graduated from high school May 31st, 1932. Although he returned for junior college, he withdrew and went to work after one semester. When World War II began, Morgan joined the Royal Canadian Air Force in March of 1941, where he served until March of 1943, when he transferred to the United States Air Force. He was assigned to the 325th Squadron, 92nd Bomber Group in London, flying a B-17 Fortress on bombing raids into Germany. While participating on a bombing mission over enemy-occupied continental Europe, on the 28th of July, 1943, Morgan was cited for conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity above and beyond the call of duty. Prior to reaching the German coast on the way to the target, the B-17 airplane, in which Flight Officer Morgan was serving as co-pilot, was attacked by a large force of enemy fighters, during which the oxygen system to the tail, waist, and radio gun positions was knocked out. A frontal attack placed a cannon shell through the windshield, totally shattering it, and the pilot's skull was split open by a .303 caliber shell, leaving him in a crazed condition. The pilot fell over the steering wheel, tightly clamping his arms around it. Flight Officer Morgan at once grasped the controls from his side and by sheer strength pulled the airplane back into formation despite the frantic struggles of the semi-conscious pilot. The interphone had been destroyed, rendering it impossible to call for help. At this time, the top turret gunner fell to the floor and down through the hatch with his arm shot off at the shoulder and a gaping wound in his side. The waist, tail, and radio gunners had lost consciousness from lack of oxygen, and hearing no fire from their guns, the co-pilot believed they had bailed out. The wounded pilot still offered desperate resistance in his crazed attempts to fly the airplane. There remained the prospect of flying to and over the target and back to a friendly base wholly unassisted. In the face of desperate situation, Flight Officer Morgan made his decision to continue the flight and protect any members of the crew who might still be in the ship, and for 2 hours he flew in formation with one hand at the controls and the other holding off the struggling pilot before the navigator entered the steering compartment and relieved the situation. The miraculous and heroic performance of Flight Officer Morgan on this occasion resulted in the successful completion of a vital bombing mission and the safe return of his airplane and crew. For his actions, Morgan was awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor. His actions are in keeping with the highest of traditions of duty, honor, and achievement, and brought great credit to Flight Officer Morgan, the United States Air Force, and New Mexico Military Institute, inducted the 25th of October, 1986. I think too often we forget to remind ourselves of the legacies of the graduates that have come before us. The graduates that too once squared their corners, woke up at reveille from morning formations, and walked the stage that we're about to become part of the NMMI alumni family. One thing they didn't have that we had, though, was Captain Tabo. I actually asked him if I could use his name in the speech and before this, and he said if I mentioned it, he'd destroy me. Sorry, sir. Lieutenant Colonel Morgan and his story is just one example of what NMMI alums have done in service and in love of country. Not everyone will serve in uniform, but regardless of a uniform or not, your contributions to society and your community will be measured alongside other NMMI graduates. Lieutenant Colonel John Morgan, Roger Staubach, Conrad Hilton, Paul Horgan, Lightning McQueen, Owen Wilson, Sam Donaldson, and other notable TV personalities, athletes, politicians, businessmen, flag officers, war heroes. Before you and your family depart, I encourage you to head over to Memorial Plaza outside Luna Hall one last time and take a few minutes to read the names on the statues and benches over there, to remember the graduates that have come before us and their legacy. If you'd like to see Lieutenant Colonel Morgan's Medal of Honor, it's in the McBride Museum over there as well. To the graduates, you've heard Lieutenant Colonel Morgan's story and are now familiar, I'm sure, to many of the achievements NMMI alumni have had. As you prepare to begin the next part of your lives, whether it'll be continuing on to a four-year, playing football, joining the workforce, or military like our brand new second lieutenants, think about NMMI. Remember the big picture, our oath and motto, the alumni and their achievements. What will yours be? Thank you, and God bless the class of 2019.
Next, our first graduate from the Czech Republic, Anna Zimavianova.
Dear faculty, dear families, dear graduates, dear friends, thank you for coming for the graduation of the class 2018 and 2019. It was 2 days ago when I found out that I'm going to give a speech at the graduation ceremony. I felt amazed. I worked hard, I improved my English, I got a 4.0 GPA for all 4 semesters. I had such a great feeling about myself. I felt so excited and so happy. And mostly, I felt honored. Honored that I'm going to have a speech at the graduation ceremony in New Mexico Military Institute. The best feeling in my life. This great feeling lasted maybe for 2 seconds. Then I realized, I'm going to have a speech at graduation ceremony? Really? I got terrified. I have never given a speech to more than 10 people, and now I see more than 10 people. So now, let me present to you the product which I honorably created with my roommate. I want to talk about 2 important things, about our school, New Mexico Military Institute, and about people within it. Let's start with the first point, our school. I would like to share with you a short story. Before I came to NEMI, I did not know much about the school. I remember that I received a few documents regarding the school's honor code, goals, and values. Honestly, I did not read it all because I did not understand it. There were about 100 pages, and I finished on page 5. But on page 5, there is something what I did understand. It was a picture. Actually, it was a graph called Training and Experience for 21st Century Learners and Leaders. In the graph, I learned that the New Mexico Military Institute is focused on 3 major educational goals: leadership, academics, and physical fitness. It may sound a bit abstract to you, so I will give you a few examples how cadets improve themselves in those areas since they came to NEMI. First, academics. I experienced many times great cooperation when cadets were studying together. More than studying, it was fast and intense brainstorming with brilliant ideas and thoughts. It was so intense and so great. I learned a lot. And for some reason, this always seemed to take place about 2 minutes before our exam. Great. Second, physical fitness. At our school, we have a strong athletic program, which includes American football, golf, volleyball, tennis, and many other sports. Actually, I am a cross-country runner on scholarship. Our running practices were tough, but what was even more tough? The stairs to my room. I always lived on the 3rd stoop. Past 2 years, I spent tens of hours crying as I climbed the stairs because I knew that the only thing between me and my pillow was the 38 metal green stairs. Terrible. I always wondered, why am I forced to live on the third stoop? And then, one day, I realized. The school wants to support me to stay in the best possible physical fitness 24/7. Third, leadership. At school, I experienced so many leadership styles. Servant leadership style, delegation leadership style, skipping morning formation leadership style, too cool for saluting back leadership style, and many others. Again, I learned a lot. But now, more seriously, I would like to thank you, one cadet, for his exceptional leadership performance. It is the highest cadet in the Corps, Fabian Martinez. Colonel Martinez, I would like to say thank you that you made NEMI great again. As you can see, cadets and I went through a great development since we came to NEMI, and we all appreciate it so much. That is why the second part of my speech is going to be about the recognition of people who supported us throughout our time at NEMI. First of all, I would love to recognize my parents. Martina, Peter, please stand up. I am so honored to be your kid. You taught me to challenge myself anytime it's needed and always act morally. You give me support and freedom, which is so important for me. You are the reason why I can stand here today and graduate from NEMI as valedictorian. Thank you so much for it. I know that I'm not the only one who gets great support and love from my close ones. Please, parents, families, and friends of all graduates, stand up. We all want to say thank you. Because of you, we can stand here today and graduate from New Mexico Military Institute. Here in NEMI, I spent tens of hours with my teachers as they supported me in academics along with many other cadets. So I want to say thank you for your dedication, never-ending support, respect, and kindness. I appreciate your help, and I'm impressed by your knowledge. Thank you. As I already mentioned, our school is more than just an educational institution. That is why I want to recognize all faculty members in NEMI. Thanks to the president of New Mexico Military Institute, General Grizzle. Thanks to the dean of the dean, General Murray. Thanks to the commandant, Colonel Graff. Lieutenant Colonel Graff, I'm so sorry. And finally, I want to say thanks to every single member of the faculty who is involved in NEMI. NEMI is not only the place in Roswell. NEMI is not only the educational program. NEMI is something more. NEMI is cadets and their families, teachers, leadership instructors, coaches, and many others. NEMI is a spirit of everyone who ever came and will come after us. Graduates, let's use the obstacles which we overcame. Let's use the challenges which we faced. Let's use the fairness and unfairness which we experienced. Let's use the spirit which NEMI gave us. Be the leaders of tomorrow who, through our biggest goals, make the world a better place. Thank you.
Thank you, cadets. In honor of Anna being our first Czech graduate, there will be a posting of the Czech Republic flag in Bates Hall immediately following this graduation ceremony. Impressive young cadets, as are all of our 2019 graduates. Colonel Timothy Paul will now introduce our guest speaker.
Let me add my congratulations to the class of 2019. What a great group of men and women to join us in the alumni of this wonderful institution. I appreciate everything you've struggled through and done to get to this point. Please don't forget each other and the lessons of NMMI. We're sorry to see you go, but we're glad that you're going out to make America and the world great. It's my honor this morning to introduce to you Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham. The first Latina Democrat governor in the U.S., Michelle Lujan Grisham brings to the office a lifetime of fighting against inequitable treatment and fighting for the rights of the vulnerable, all underlaid with a deep, abiding compassion for those who need a little help. She campaigned on a message of pragmatic idealism, calling for enhanced investments in public education, aggressive support for a diversified state economy, and creative solutions to the entrenched problems within state government. A New Mexico native, Lujan Grisham was born in Los Alamos and graduated from St. Michael's High School in Santa Fe. She earned an undergraduate and law degree from the University of New Mexico. Lujan Grisham is a 12th generation New Mexican and is the mother of 2 adult children, the grandmother of 3, and she's the caretaker for her mother, Sonia. Ladies and gentlemen, the governor of the great state of New Mexico.
Thank you very much for that kind and warm introduction. And before I officially get started, every day should be a day, no matter who you are, no matter where you are on your life's journey. You should be inspired by someone or something that occurs in that moment on that day. And sitting here and listening to Dominic, Matthew, and Anna, I have been reinvigorated and re-inspired, and to have their messages reflect the families that are here and this 2019 graduating class in and of itself was something incredibly special. So thank you. And in general, thank you very, very much. And hello to the New Mexico Military Institute class of 2019. And as I've indicated, I know, be happy. It's incredible. And from the bottom of my heart, I mean it, congratulations. This is indeed a proud institution, and in fact, one of the finest of its kind in the entire country. And we have all heard, and it bears repeating, that duty, honor, and achievement, that these are the foundational values that you as graduates represent not only to the school, but the community, the state, and in fact, the entire world. Now, many of you, I know, will go on to the country's greatest service academies. And in fact, I know that 15 of you, immediately upon graduation, I will need to confer your new title of lieutenant, right? Is that colonel? Did I get it right? Someone should answer me. Yes, okay. You know, I think I have all this power of governor, and I'm just realizing I'm just going to have to figure it out. Thank you, General. That is the kind of educational aspects that connect both and confer your achievements upon graduation that too many states and too many communities have yet to get right, and it's something that I know this institution not only values, but in fact you should be incredibly proud of. And as I say that, I'm looking out at a group of incredibly patriotic young men and women with incredibly patriotic families. There is no shortage of courage, commitment, and in fact, American decency in this room. And I'm so honored to be here with you and to have the chance to share this incredibly special day with you all. So we'll start at the beginning. Duty, honor, achievement. Today, I hope to focus on the third of these three, achievement. Now, while I've said over and over again, you should all, in fact, be incredibly proud of where you are sitting right now, and your parents and your grandparents are proud of you. I'm proud of you, but I also want you to allow yourself to feel a lot of pride. This moment is incredible, and education is no cakewalk. Each and every one of you has truly earned your place here today. No one reaches this stage by accident. Each of you has made incredible sacrifices, and each of you has put in hundreds and hundreds of difficult hours. It is a tremendous achievement, and I applaud all of you for your diligence, your perseverance, and your drive, all of the qualities that brought you to the seats and to the stage today will see you through the next phases of your life. If you can make it to this point, I truly believe that you are ready for whatever peaks and valleys will come. And as governor, I do a lot of listening, whether it's a constituent with a healthcare problem, a state legislator with an interesting idea about public safety, or a motivated student committed to changing the world for the better. It's a function of my job that my ears are open. And in fact, I would love to hear each one of your stories, your dreams, your goals, your plans. And I'm sure, I hope, that we all will, everyone in this room, have that opportunity. Because your generation, the generation of young adults now crossing the threshold into broader society, is truly remarkable. And we haven't seen the kind of energy, enthusiasm, and clear-eyed commitment to changing the world in decades, and maybe, in fact, not ever before. And it's exactly what we need as a state, as a country, and as a global society. Young people who are clear what it will take and who are willing to dedicate their lives to the effort. As graduates of this institution, you are the textbook definition of service. That's one of the key ideas I want to talk about this morning. But first, I want to thank you for simply being who you are. I know this school is tough. I am clear that it is demanding, and although I'm getting to know General Grizzle, I have no doubt that he makes sure that that's the foundation here every single day. And it's important that you have that foundation because you're coming of age in a world that is increasingly indifferent or hostile to qualities like gratitude and empathy and generosity. There's not a lot of room for those things in a tweet. And we see the negative consequences all too often on the news, on our social media, and in day-to-day interactions. The absence of empathy, I believe, is corrosive and contagious. And the positive alternative, the path I urge you to take today and every single day of your adult lives, is humility and an emphasis on serving others. Now, I know that you already have that mindset. So really, my message to this graduating class is I want to encourage you to stick to it. Never lose sight of it, especially in those moments when it might seem easier to just let it go. It is our duty as human beings who share this space together to be mindful as we go through our day-to-day lives of what we can do for others. A gesture, a word, a kind thought. Thinking of someone else when you might have otherwise thought only of yourself is an incredibly courageous act. And each individual instance of that contributes to a stronger community and a stronger world. And speaking of a stronger world, a more inclusive world. Now, this year marks the 40th anniversary of the New Mexico Military Institute accepting female cadets. That is worth. Those first female students arrived on campus in 1977, the year I graduated from high school. And so I can do the math. I know you can too. That's 42 years ago that we all take note of today. And well, in fact, for those first 2 years, the female cadets were cloistered off from the rest of the unit. Integration took some time, as I understand it. But sure enough, through tenacity, humility, and sheer force of will, those cadets proved themselves every bit as worthy as any other on this campus. This anniversary is an important opportunity for all of us to reflect on the progress we have made since then. All of you I know, whatever your gender, have what it takes to be men and women of service. The proud legacy of those first groundbreaking female cadets lives on in you in this graduating class. And before you head off today into whatever the next chapter might be, I'd like to charge each one of you, no matter what you plan to do, no matter where the winds might take you, to be a person of character. And what does that really mean? It means to me that you hold yourself to the highest standard of empathy. When you're on a peak, remember those in a valley. In a valley, look outside yourself and help those around you climb out to the next peak. A reliable way to learn about who you are, to find yourself, is to lose yourself in being there for someone else. In giving of yourself, you will find inner reserves you never knew you had. You'll come out the other side stronger, more intact as an individual. And another thing I'd urge you to do today is spend a minute thinking about the people who helped you on your journey here to this point today. And I know that each of you is an independent young individual with a fierce individual will, whether you know it or not, although I suspect that each of you know that. But I also know that will, that drive, was cultivated and is sustained by a support system. All of us have one, large or small. It might be family, it might be friends, it might be a professor, it might be a coach, it might be a mentor. I'd encourage you to reflect on your gratitude for the people around you today, if only for a little while. Think about the people who have had your back unconditionally. Think about the people who pushed you when you needed a push, who have embraced you when you needed comfort. We all have at least one story, and what a blessing those people are. And we should probably clap for them right now. You see, considering the positive impact other people have had on your life is a grounding exercise. It's humbling, and it builds strength. Gratitude, I have found, is one of the cornerstones of healthy, happy, and fulfilling lives. Gratitude fuels a service-oriented life. We are all constantly growing and changing as people, and as you start this post-college phase of your life, I'll let you in on a shortcut that I have discovered. This is the shortcut. There are no shortcuts. You've probably learned that here at the New Mexico Military Institute, I'm guessing every single day. But if I have one overriding piece of advice for you today, it is that you must actually do the work. And while I've identified, and many others here today, that you have already done that work, I want to underscore it. I want to underline it. It's very simple. Keep doing the work. Let no one ever question your willingness to learn and improve. Now, I would like to think I've had some success in my own life because I have focused on the process, not always the result. Do the work the right way, every day. Be accountable to yourself, and when you do that, the results will come. Now, I'll be honest, I didn't actually learn that lesson until after my education was through. I was never a straight A student. I never pretended to be. But out there in the real world, to speak, I learned very quickly that a relentless work ethic in combination with whatever God-given gift you might have is the single greatest asset you can have. And it's all within your power. It will take you wherever you want to do. Let the work and doing the work be your anchor, whatever the work might be. And lastly, be kind always. It will cost you. It will never cost you anything. Keeping kindness in your heart makes everything, in fact, easier. Bringing kindness with you wherever you go will ultimately deepen your understanding of all things. And again, kindness is a catalyst to service. As you grow and as you become, there are no limitations if you are grateful for those around you, if you are committed to doing the work, and if you were kind. Your parents and grandparents and friends here today are so incredibly proud of you. I am too. I hope you are proud of yourselves. This day marks an important threshold. Your academic achievements speak to your willingness to commit to a goal and see it through. And as I said, everything that brought you here to this point will see you through whatever else may come. Everything you need, you have already. And so one more time, I say congratulations to you on your incredible achievement today. We celebrate you here today in reaching the stage. You have been dutiful students. You have been honorable members of this community and school. I salute you. Make New Mexico and your nation proud. Thank you.
So we can use the mic.
So they can see me.
We both see you and hear the mics.
Wow.
Two things, ma'am. You are correct. As the governor, you are the commander-in-chief of the New Mexico National Guard. And of the 25, I wasn't sure the number was 15, but of the 25 officers we commissioned yesterday, all of those going into the New Mexico National Guard, you in fact will be their commander-in-chief. Yes, ma'am, you are correct. And one other thing that hasn't been mentioned, you mentioned the first females coming
Yes,
in
sir.
1977, and the first graduates 1979, 40 years ago. One of my regents, Colonel Barb Trent, was a member of that class, and she's sitting in the audience today. Barb?
Will she stand?
We'll present this and we'll step out away from the podium so they can take a picture. Ma'am, there's on this campus, there's no more recognizable feature than our Hagerman Barracks and this called the Sallyport. It's where all the cadets go through to go to their barracks. It's, as I said, the most recognizable feature. It's what we use as one of our gifts. In the military, one of the things also that commanders use is a coin. And so for this, we have given you the Dean's Coin for Academic Excellence and my Coin of Excellence here. And we thank you so much for being here today and giving that talk to our cadets. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, General. And it is let's show it to everyone. I will proudly hang this in the office of the governor, which is your office, and it will remind me of the skill, talent, and dedication I witnessed here today every single day. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, candidates for graduation, I'm honored to present our Dean of Academics and Chief Academic Officer, Brigadier General Douglas Murray, United States Air Force, retired.
Governor Lujan Grisham, members of the Board of Regents, Major General Grigsell, and all here present. As the Dean, of faculty and as the Chief Academic Officer, I am proud to introduce and present the entering class of NMMI class of 2019. The first entering class in 1891, and though my colleagues some might think that I was there at that class, actually numbered 38. Today's graduation number is 157, of which 92 are junior college graduates and 65 are high school graduates who were graduated earlier this morning. Among the 92 junior college graduates are 25 newly commissioned U.S. Army second lieutenants. Will those 25 new leaders, new officers of the force, please stand and be recognized. The 157 today that will be getting their degrees join the 25 members of the advanced team, what I call the advanced team of the class, who graduated in December of 2018. Also in that December group were 5 commissioned officers, second lieutenants, for a total of 182. Perhaps there is no greater need in this nation today than for effective, efficient, and good leadership. It can be debated whether leadership can be taught, but there is no question that it can be learned. You see, if we do not inspire in America's youth a passion to learn, and through it to lead by inquiring, discovering, and understanding the world within us and around us, we do nothing. And our system of learning accomplishes nothing. But that is not the case at NMMI. What these graduates who sit before me have in common with all those who have preceded them in the years past and all those who will follow them in the years ahead is their successful completion of a rigorous curriculum to educate, train, and prepare them to be leaders in a global society, but most significantly, to be leaders in the family. If America in this century is to be what it was in the last century, as the New York Times reporter Thomas Friedman put it, that used to be us, America must learn to lead again. And that leadership begins with you, the graduates of NMI class of 2019. After all, that is our mission. The governor made me remind me of a presentation, a speech I heard, which the youngest president in the United States, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, gave in 1961, when he inspired a generation, as well as my classmates, my freshman year at Georgetown University, when he talked about that need to serve others, to be in commission to serve others, and that leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. That is what NMMI is all about. The governor captured the essence of what you need to take forward with you, that America will learn to lead again. You will be the leaders of that effort. Now I talk to the audience in general because I'd like you to look at your program, because this is about them, and I want you to know a little bit about who these young men and women are. In that, you will see the names of each graduate and the place where they will pursue the next phase of their education. Our purpose among the faculty here is to prepare them for that next level of education. Didn't start here, that's the parents and guardians that provided and friends, but it obviously doesn't end here. Students who show particular distinction in scholarship at NMI are offered the opportunity of graduating with highest honors, with high honors, and with honors. The names of these individuals are identified in your program, in the graduation order of merit, and they will receive their diploma in that same order. To graduate with highest honors, a cadet must graduate with at least a 3.75 GPA. Will the graduates with the highest honors please rise and be recognized by all of us? To graduate with high honors, a cadet must graduate with at least a 3.5 GPA. Will the graduates with high honors please rise and be recognized? And to graduate with honors, a cadet must graduate with at least a 3.25 GPA. Will those graduating with honors please rise and be recognized? Will all candidates please rise and remain standing? All graduates, please rise and remain standing. Entire class. As the Chief Academic Officer of the New Mexico Military Institute, I confirm to the President and members of the Board of Regents and the President and Superintendent of NMI that each of these young men and women have successfully completed a rigorous and challenging course of studies that has prepared them mentally, physically, and morally to become leaders of character and to go on to the next level of their education. Graduates of NMI, you have a special responsibility to lead, knowing that you will be tested and challenged like none since that great generation that fought World War II. We know that you are ready to do just that. To each of you then, and in the name of your faculty and coaches, TLAs, I offer you our sincere congratulations. We could not be more proud of what you have accomplished. Therefore, by the authority granted to me by the state of New Mexico through the New Mexico Military Institute Board of Regents and the superintendent, I hereby confer upon you the Associate of Arts degree and the Associates of Science degree with all the privileges and rights pertaining thereto. Congratulations. Graduates, you may be seated. And now I'll turn the podium over to our Master of Ceremonies. Thank you.
Governor Lujan Grisham will now present the degrees. Joining the governor will be Major General Jerry Grizzle, President and Superintendent, Colonel Timothy Paul, U.S. retired, President of the Board of Regents, Brigadier General Douglas Murray, Dean of Academics and Chief Academic Officer, Colonel George Brick, Vice Dean of Academics and High School Principal, and Lieutenant Colonel John Graff, Commandant of Cadets and Dean of Students. Colonel Eva McCollum, Lieutenant Colonel Nancy Hine, please bring forward the junior college candidates. Anna Zimavianova, Prague, Czech Republic. Matthew Stephen Greiner, Andrews, Texas. Dominic James Madrid, Artesia, New Mexico. Levi Grant Crowell, Commerce, Texas. Rebecca Ellen Eaton, Southwest Ranches, Florida. Rebecca June Burns, Roswell, New Mexico. Ursula Olnichuk, Głogów, Poland. Amanda Evelyn Say, Trinity, Florida. Antonio Ascension Lopez, Kapolei, Hawaii. Carla Celine Avila, Roswell, New Mexico. Sierra Jane Walker, Roswell, New Mexico. Gift Zulu, Izolwini, Kingdom of Eswatini. Raina Nicole Miranda, Honolulu, Hawaii. I'd like to point out that our next graduate also completed the most rigorous scholars program and graduated from the high school earlier today. Casey Marie Day, Phoenix, Arizona. Cody Carl Frampton, Lehigh, Utah. Prin Pokan, Konkan, Thailand. Jupiter Cariana, Valencia, Lotulali, Pago Pago, American Samoa. Alexandria Michelle Rivera, Sacramento, California. Kayla Paige Cisneros, Roswell, New Mexico. Jordan Winston Carrick, Sebastian, Florida. Cameron Jose Chacon, Newcastle, Colorado. Brandon Augustus Evans, Roswell, New Mexico. Luke Brandon Askew, Beaumont, Texas. Stephen Blaze Tenorio, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Adam Konapili-Koka, Waianae, Hawaii. Marie Louise Ailey, Las Vegas, Nevada. Adam Rebus Munn, Cypress, California. Caleb Ardist Allen, Roswell, New Mexico. Caitlin Lauren Alton, Mesa, Arizona. Tanya Maria Maya, Brea, California. Adrian Arpero, El Paso, Texas. Christopher Martin Bloomquist, Farmington, New Mexico. Esther Simon Baram, Lae, Papua New Guinea. Nathaniel Thomas Bracken, Fairfax, Virginia. Jackson Gage Bren, Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Estrella Brown, El Paso, Texas. Jason Lane Brumley, Estancia, New Mexico. Cameron Ross Baran, Tampa, Florida. Humberto Cantumeza, Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. Roger Henry Chartrand, West Hills, California. David Chavez, El Paso, Texas. Alyssa Marie Chino, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Donovan Edward Cuellar, Buffalo Grove, Illinois. Arturo Estevan de la O, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Trey Tynan Eldridge, Eva Beach, Hawaii. Joseph Luis Escarcega, Tucson, Arizona. Eric Estrada, El Paso, Texas. Gregorio Gonzalez Rios, Chihuahua, Chihuahua, Mexico. Jake Parker Guerrero, Roswell, New Mexico. Dayton Archer Harris, Dexter, New Mexico. Sean Gabriel Hecht, DeLand, Florida. Jason Tyler Herrero, Rio Rancho, New Mexico. Michelle Alejandro Hinojos Chavez, Guaymas, Sonora, Mexico. Rita Shania Jennings, Pago Pago, American Samoa. Boyd Kayama Kapalamoto, Lusaka, Zambia. Matthew Christopher Kristalowicz, Burlington, Ontario, Canada. O'Reilly Siona Leal, Pago Pago, American Samoa. Gerardo Lerma, Sorita, Arizona. Simon Marcus Lynn, Las Vegas, Nevada. Jesus Ruben Lucero Valencia, Hermosillo, Sonora, Mexico. Fabian Joel Martinez, Cuesta, New Mexico. Pablo Antonio Martinez Vasquez, Rio Rico, Arizona. Ned Kieran Marion, Farmington, New Mexico. Muritala Deo Mustafa, Lagos, Nigeria. Christian Isaiah Padilla, Las Lunas, New Mexico. Nicholas Ivan Palomino, Roswell, New Mexico. Jeremy Cruz Parsley, Levelland, Texas. Rafael Enrique Perez Guzman, Valencia, Carabobo, Venezuela. Gabriel Perez Torres, San Sebastian, Puerto Rico. Mark Richard Polak, Strongsville, Ohio. Mark Cos Ponce, Hobbs, New Mexico. Austin Johnny Tolovai, Potoa'e, Pago Pago, American Samoa. Cedric Leo Reynaud, Las Cruces, New Mexico. Paulo Rosiel Rodriguez, Nogales, Arizona. Jaden Ray Sims, Denton, Maryland. Tristan James Trailkill, Louisville, Kentucky. Spencer Anthony Treat, Roswell, New Mexico. Willie Eugene Peter Earl, Pago Pago, American Samoa. Rafael Angel Urbina Reyes, Carolina, Puerto Rico. Michael Carlman Twazin Van Hoven, Waipahu, Hawaii. Willie James White, Killeen, Texas. Xingyu Zhang, Wuhan, People's Republic of China. Thank you to our presenters. On behalf of the New Mexico Military Institute family, congratulations to the graduates of 2019. We are all very proud to have been a part of this chapter of your education. All graduates and your families are invited to a reception on Pixie Field just south of Pearson immediately following our ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, the Commandant of Cadets and Dean of Students, Lieutenant Colonel John Graff, U.S. Army, retired.
Governor Grisham, General Grizzle, members of the Board of Regents, General Murray and Colonel Brick, families and friends, other distinguished guests, thank you so much for being here today. There's a lot of support, a lot of patience, and a lot of effort that comes from you all to support our graduates. And your presence here today is overwhelming. Thank you so much for all that you do for them. So a couple of weeks ago, I was talking to the cadets about how important it is to support each other and to help each other through these last few weeks. Every year it seems like we have something that happens that, somebody's a little over-exuberant in their celebration and then they make a poor decision and then they're not here with us today. So my challenge to them was, let's get through these next few weeks with no serious misconduct issues. Things that, we're not talking about anything illegal or anything like that. It's things that may be tolerated or overlooked at another academic institution, but not tolerated here. And we talked about finishing strong together and supporting one another, looking out for each other. And I said, if you do that and we get through these next few weeks, I'll shave my head. So my wife this morning said, next time before you make one of these deals, you need to talk to me about that first. But tremendous effort from you all, and it's been strong the whole year. You know, we talk about leadership and everything that it means. To me, it's always been, how do you influence the person next to you? How do you recognize when they need a hand, when they're falling short? And how do you help them to step up? How do you help them achieve their goals? And for those of you going in the military, it's very much a service-oriented style of leadership. Everything you do should have an influence on the people around you, and everything you do should contribute to making your family, your community, your nation better because you are there. And I can honestly say that because of you and your efforts, everyone there, NMMI has been better because you were here. Thank you for that. We don't always recognize everything that goes into the leadership that comes from our cadets. You know, I can't pay them for what they do. I can't give them academic credit. They do it for the intrinsic value, for the benefit of helping the people around them. And nobody knows more than you do how much effort that takes, how many hours out of the day you spend leading your troops, your squadrons, your squads, and helping them to be better because you are their leader. It's very much driven from what comes from inside your heart. And because you do that, it doesn't just make the people around you better, it lifts you up too. For our commissionees, you've taken a very powerful oath, and that's always one of my favorite ceremonies here, the commissioning ceremony that took place yesterday. And not many understand who have not done it, but that oath is an amazing thing. You have promised your sacred honor to defend and support the Constitution of the United States. Those of you that will serve in the New Mexico National Guard will have the chance to do that again in support of the Constitution of the United States of New Mexico. But what a tremendous honor. It's my privilege to have known you and to have worked with you, and I look forward to seeing you out there serving and welcome you as a brother and sister in arms. God bless all of you and everything that you do. I wish you all the best for the years ahead. Safe travels to wherever life's adventures take you from this point on. And every one of you, when you get the chance to come back, return to the old post and return with honor. For those of you that have a class ring, now's the time to go ahead and turn it around so that you've got the year of graduation facing outwards and the initials of your alma mater, NMMI, facing inwards, where you can always think about it and the things that you've learned here. At this time, I would like to ask everyone to please stand as our retiring music director, Lieutenant Colonel Steve Thorpe, leads us in singing the alma mater. Graduates, attention. You are dismissed.